The Bible is the sacred text for the world's Christians and Jews. However, for a comparatively small subset of Christians, there's also a companion book, known as the Book of Mormon. There's a good chance you've seen it advertised somewhere, perhaps referred to by its subtitle, Another Testament of Jesus Christ.
Call now for your copy of this sacred book.
Since both books are used by people who identify as Christians, and since both books involve the story of Jesus Christ, you'd be forgiven for wondering if the two are actually just different versions of the same text. In fact, the two books are entirely different in a number of ways, including their origins, their scope, the messages contained within their texts, their translations, and even the attitudes towards religion demonstrated in each book. The Bible was written and compiled over the course of many centuries by several different men and covers a period of history from hundreds of years before the birth of Jesus Christ until about a century or so after his death. The Bible isn't actually one book, of course. It's more like a library of different kinds of writing, including history, poetry, law, and prophecy. By comparison, the Book of Mormon purports to tell the story of a group of Hebrews who immigrated to the New World and what happened to them afterwards, including a visit by Jesus Christ long after his resurrection. The Bible and the Book of Mormon have completely different origins, too. The former was a result of centuries of editing and compilation. The Protestant Bible contains 66 books, the Catholic, 73. But the Book of Mormon, according to some, was written down on gold plates by a prophet and his son, hidden in upstate New York, and then revealed to the prophet Joseph Smith in 1823, who published his English translation of the text in 1830. There are also major theological differences in how the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints looks at the Bible and the Book of Mormon, and how the rest of Christendom approaches each book. For Christians who do not belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the King James Version of the Bible is said to be inspired by the Word of God, with different doctrinal traditions holding differing views on just how inerrant it is and how literally it is to be taken. That it must be translated in English, and the fact that translation is an inexact science, is considered a necessary evil. The Latter-day Saints, however, believe that the Bible is the true Word of God only if it has been translated correctly, and that, on the whole, most versions of the text are filled with errors and inaccuracies. Most of Christendom rejects the idea that the Book of Mormon is true. The Latter-day Saints, on the other hand, not only believe that their text is true and comes directly from God, but that, unlike the Bible, its translation into English is accurate and error-free. The story of how the Book of Mormon was written has both raised the eyebrows of the skeptical and allowed for fraudsters to take advantage of the Church of Latter-day Saints. Since Joseph Smith dictated the supposed sacred text he'd found on golden tablets, the entire foundation of the religion relies on trust in Smith to have been telling the truth. But trust can be taken advantage of, and that's exactly what happened in the 1980s, when the scandal of the Salamander Letter rocked the LDS Church. A purported dealer of religious documents named Mark Hoffman turned out to have been defrauding the church, receiving large payments for documents that he claimed to have authenticated as contemporary with the writing of the Book of Mormon. One of these was the infamous Salamander Letter, which claimed Smith had encountered a magical salamander when he found his sacred texts. When Hoffman's deception began to unravel, he stalled for time by building a number of bombs, eventually killing 2 people. Hoffman was later convicted of murder and remains incarcerated to this day. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.